when someone would sit there trying to interview me for something I didn't even do and manipulate and twist everything out of my goddamn mouth so they could get a paycheck at the end of the day for doing so, nearly putting me in jail for 3 years. And there you don't go to a regular fucking jail, you go to a penitentiary. He didn't even care. He didn't even care that he was just making shit up for a purpose. And finally, I have the balls to say what I've wanted to say about that motherfucker. If the shit ever hits the fan in this goddamn country, society and law break down entirely. Let's just say that it's the end of times for America. You had better run for the goddamn hills as fast as you mother fucking can. I won't bother to even bother with your ass. But every single fucking person that you've hurt, every lie you told a court just to make a case, every manipulation you've ever stated and uttered in your fucking life, oh, they'll come back to haunt you. And they'll come back to hunt you. And your fat, stupid, sauntering, lying, manipulative ass isn't going to be safe. Because when those people catch up to you, and they will fucking draw and quarter your ass. They will rip you fucking limb from limb. They'll torture you for days. Because you didn't care. You were destroying the lives of people. You couldn't possibly bother to try and understand. Just to make a case for a simple possession charge. To put me in jail for a draconian sentence. I got caught with weed when I was a teenager. This asshole lied, said that I was abusing, exploiting, and tormenting my grandparents. Abuse, neglect, and exploitation is what they put it down as. You do that to anyone else, that's 2 years in jail. Maximum 3. But just because I happened to be living with my grandparents, taking care of them, making sure that they're all right, this guy decided to lie a little bit and nearly get me charged with something that would have put me in jail for nearly 7 years of my fucking life in total. And that's the kind of people that we're allowing to protect our system. We're giving a near godly authority to shit human beings who just like to play with that power. Propagandize us as children into the mentality that something good here is being done. Please tell me what the fuck good is coming out of marching up to people's houses and firing fucking tear gas canisters into their houses, probably blinding their children. Have you ever fucking seen what tear gas does to someone? It doesn't just make your eyes run. Any of my subscribers that have been through boot camp will tell you. We will tell you this. When they train you in the military how to properly use your gas mask, you know what they do? They put you in a room roughly about as big as this. I'd say that's about 10 by 12 in here. They put you in a room a little bit smaller than this. Basically a concrete closet. And they have a canister in the middle of the room. And at first, you don't really know what the fuck is going to go on. They march you all in there. You stand corner to corner in the wall. And then your drill sergeant comes in with a mask on. He pops that pin and smokes the fuck out of the room with a goddamn tear gas grenade. And your job is to stand there and take it as long as you possibly fucking can before having to put your mask on. That's also how they train you in how to properly put on your gas mask. You know what happens afterward? You come running out of that room, water is just pouring out of your eyes, phlegm and snot and whatever other lung butter shit you had accumulate during the day after they PT'd the shit out of you is pouring out of your fucking nose, it's pouring out of your goddamn mouth, and you're vomiting, and it's horrible. Now think about that happening to your family. Think you got like an elderly, you know, like maybe you have your grandmother or your grandfather live with you. Because that's a hell of a lot better in certain cases than being that asshole who throws someone into the depressing state of living in a fucking assisted care home or like an old fuck home, you know. Think of that happening to your granddad. Think of that happening to your little kids, because that's what's fucking happening in Ferguson right now. And if it were anywhere else, it'd be happening there too. And this is disgusting. A lot of people, they get mad when you talk about what precedent this is setting for our country, because they think it's a little too out there. You know, I think, oh, you're going to talk about them rounding us up into FEMA camps and all this other crazy Alex Jones shit. Do you realize that our government actually thought about doing that at one point? You realize that, right? A very good friend of mine, someone I trust, who I know has had experience with the military, with the government, and was a government construction contractor for years and years, has told me, face to face, that exactly that was going to happen at one point, until they shit-canned the idea. This was a combat veteran from Iraq who, when injured, decided to be a construction contractor because he could no longer go out and do field combat. And he told me face to face, we built those. I constructed a fucking FEMA camp. Now what they do is they use them for the retention of people who are here in the country illegally, but in the process of getting their legality established, getting their green card and their citizenship established. But he told me face to face that that was originally what those places were going to be used for. And it wasn't going to be the military doing it. It wasn't going to be FEMA doing it. It was going to be the police. And he said he was trying to get his family out of the country as soon as possible, establish their citizenship elsewhere. And he told me face to face, when the shit hits the fan, it's going to be a goddamn civil war this country isn't going to recover from. You can see this shit happening right the fuck now, and nobody does anything about it. And I'm sick to death of being told by people that pacifism is the only way to this. No, it isn't. For Christ's sake, this country was born of war. The reason that we have the cushy Starbucks, McDonald's fucking easy life that we have right now is because years and years and years ago, people put real foot to ass to have this life. And eventually they had to do it again. And that time they had to do it to their own fucking people, because their own fucking people got too crazy with power and got way too out of line and would have completely fucked any future that we would have had. What did you people think? That that time wouldn't come again? Thomas Jefferson called this shit 200 fucking years ago. Half the stuff in our Constitution called it 200 fucking years ago. And people just forget about it because they think it's an arcane document. Even I said that once in a video. That it's just an archaic document that doesn't mean anything anymore. Well, seeing what's going on now, and what has been going on for years and years and years, the precedent that it's setting is completely fucked. And I think that now more than ever that document rings true and has complete meaning. We need to do something about this. Lobbying through Congress ain't going to do shit. Writing a petition ain't going to do shit. These are people who are taking advantage of the fact that they live in the same damn land as you and protect your life in order to get a better entitlement to an easier life than you, and go absolutely crazy when you threaten to take that away from them. These are people that were shipped directly nearly from Afghanistan to here had no time to calm down from the scars of war, from the shell shock they got over there, and are applying the same mentality they treated Iraqi and Afghanistan people with to their own citizens, for God's sake. And I'm sorry, but at this point, what do you think we're fucking doing to people out there? What do you think, we're liberating them? Fuck no. You know, back in the Vietnam War when they accused these group of soldiers of burning down villages after village after village? The same shit fucking happens there too. Hasn't changed over the last 40 fucking years. Actually, you add the math, after the last 50 years. It still happens. What about that soldier who went to prison for life because he just burst into a fucking Iraqi's house and shot the guy's entire family? For no reason.